Hi.
Hello, how are you?
So we're here at the Display Week 2024, and what's the latest?
Well, the latest for us is we've made another display that is using direct patterning capability, and I'll show you that in a minute. And also at the end of 2023 in October, the U.S. government gave permission for Samsung to acquire us. So now we have a partner who will give us better material because they have access to it, and we will be using that on our direct pattern products.
What does it mean, direct pattern?
Well, normally for a display like this, a small display, as you can see, what we have is a white emitting OLED, and then on the top is a color filter. So red, green, and blue if you want a color display. So the issue with that is that the color filter throws away about, well, 2/3 of the light by design, but in all it's 80% of the light because it's not 100% efficient. And given that, you end up with lower brightness, and at a same brightness as no color filter, you end up losing power efficiency. So what we have done is developed a method by which we can put red, green, and blue directly OLED on the silicon wafer. These are all done on silicon wafer. And that gives us much better brightness and much better power at a similar brightness to the white with color filter. And every company that we spoke with, this is before Samsung acquisition, along the west coast of the US, said to us, we need 10,000 nits for VR. And it was, why do you need it for VR? Because it's an occluded view, you're not fighting the outside light. And they said to us, we need the duty cycle of the display, that it's on 10% of the frame time, and or a word that was used by some company was persistence, 10%. Therefore, I need it 10 times as bright as what I want to the eye. If I want 200 nits to the eye, I need 2,000. And the optics are not 100% efficient. They're about 20% efficient. That means I need 10,000 nits. And one company said to us, there's one more thing. When you're wearing our VR headset, I want you to feel like you're in the virtual reality. And what do they mean by that? He said to me, when I'm in a bright sunny beach and the sun is shining on that beach, I want you to feel that brightness and you need to see it. And I said, okay, I got it. It's got to be 10,000 plus nits.
So here I see it says RGB OLED.
Yeah, so this is a direct pattern. This is new. It's about 2500 by 2500 resolution and 7.2 micron pixel pitch, and it's about 3,000 nits. Obviously that's not yet 10. We got to get to 10, and we have done that. And we need to get new material from our parent, and that'll make it 10. If you want to move this, it would, maybe you want to see it directly.
So it seems really bright. My camera can even not.
Yeah, that's one issue. It makes the cameras not see anymore.
Nice. So that's extremely clear display.
Yeah, that's a very nice one.
And it says people's choice.
Well, I think we want you to vote for us. I think that's the idea of that thing.
I
No.
thought everybody
Hey,
getting the
we'll give you a
people's
nut. This is Amal's nuts if you vote for us.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah, I know. I was offering him one of those so that he votes for us.
choice. I thought, wow, why is everybody getting an award?
Yeah.
Is it what we just saw there?
Oh no, this one. These are made on 200 millimeter wafer. This is a fine silicon mask. So we put the OLED through it. You can see my hand, right?
Yeah.
So you can see my face
That's
through
the
it.
mask?
Yes.
I see.
It's in a plastic case, so
Yeah.
you and I don't break it.
Yeah.
What does the mask do?
Well,
Defining the pattern.
yeah, it
Defining
patterns the
pixels,
OLED.
yes.
That's what it does. So we evaporate the OLED through it, and that's where we put the green. Then for the new equipment that we just have that was granted by Title III with the US government, we have a new equipment that's in now and being brought up to qualification for regular white with color filter, and we'll qualify it for this direct patterning later in the year, like fourth quarter. So we'll have this mask will do green, another mask red, another mask blue. And the other thing is we're working on a tandem display, another government program, and that tandem display will be two OLEDs, so one electron goes through, kicks out photons in the one layer, then the same number of photons in the other, so it doubles the brightness. And we're working on that now. So the next step will be that this new equipment we put in can do that in production. So this is great stuff.
And the
I'm so excited.
that you have, it accelerates everything?
Oh, yes, it does.
Because how many years have you been working on this before?
Oh, well, the first direct pattern display we ever put out was in 2016. We showed it at SID. But getting from there to here, we had to rebuild or re-engineer what it is, how we put the OLED down. We did that. And then we needed equipment. And thanks to your US tax dollars, we do have equipment now to do it. Of course, we do have to supply that to the US government programs, okay? And we're going to do that. So that equipment was part of the $39 million we got, and so it took us time to get that too.
But it's quick, like last display week just 1 year ago, and that year a lot of things happened.
Yes, absolutely a lot of things happened. There's a great advantage to Samsung Display. I'll mention two of them. One of them is that they know OLED very well, and the second one is material. We're getting material from them, and the material for OLED is much more efficient than ours, so that'll allow us to increase the brightness and improve the performance. And we're going to use that later this year.
What is the OLED material?
Oh, by OLED material, I'll give you an example of it. There are dopants that go in the emission zone, for example, green, red dopant, blue dopant, and they come from, it depends on which one, comes on companies, one company in the US, for example. So lots of OLED material.
And how about the quantum dots?
Oh, we don't use quantum dots. There's no reason for it.
No reason in the micro displays?
Oh, well, you can if you want to, but there's no reason on ours because, again, quantum dot is a down conversion of light. So if I have blue, for example, you can down convert to green and red. But we're putting OLED on that is red, green, and blue. So no need for any change.
And so is the industry going crazy with the micro OLED right now because of some famous companies are launching amazing products? Right?
Yes, I do think they are spurring the efforts on. And we've already done, before Samsung, we've done programs to design a 4K display that comes up on the screen behind me every now and again. And that was, a company paid us $3.5 million to design that. And it was a prototype for them to test all sort of things with a VR headset. The good news now is companies are allowing us to consider smaller pixel pitches to get that high resolution. So that allows more die per wafer, a smaller headset so you don't need it that big, and more cost efficient.
Can you save money in other ways? Integrate the display driver, all this things?
Oh, actually, in this case, the display driver is already integrated. And one way to save money is to have a company like Samsung help you out because they have worked with our suppliers to get our material price down. And they've done a very, very good job at that.
And one way to do that is to invest to make big quantity, right?
Oh, well, they buy big quantities and they're just using their big quantities to help us out. Yes.
Nice.
And that's a direct patterning, about 3,000. This is based on our normal white with color filter backplane, so it's red, green, and blue stripe. In this case, they're all the same size, and you can make more efficient green and red by using phosphorescent dopants. However, the blue you're kind of stuck with. So what we would do here is change the size of the blue to make it better, and that's what we did there.
So OLED is winning the game in the micro display?
I think it is winning the game in the micro display. I don't know which other ones you want us to think about.
LCD, micro LED?
Oh, LCD is a problem for a number of things. Well, remember what people are doing with LCD. They're using large displays, right? And using two halves of that display for the...
Does it enable bigger field of view?
Well, what enables bigger field of view is the number of pixels you have. I'll give you an example. So the one company said to us, we need 4,000 resolution. We said, why? They said, I want a 100-degree field of view, and the human eye, really, if you're somewhere between 30 pixels per degree to 60 pixels per degree, you're good. 60 is the best human eye. That's where the limit is. So 40 is okay. 100-degree field of view, 4,000, that's 40 pixels per degree.
Couldn't there be some aberrations if you do everything with optics to get the large field of view instead of having a bigger display in the back? And then, aberration, what do you call it, distortions?
Well, obviously you have to control the distortion, and there's very many ways to do that. Make the optic better. Some people like us to put something on the top of the display to help out, to match the optic better, and we've done that for many, many customers. So that's another way to do it. But magnifying the display is fine.
And last year I saw an amazing company in the iZone that was showing two displays with special optics, and it just looked like a huge field of view. Something's happening maybe to add more displays per
optics.
eye?
Oh, yeah, we've done things with companies with more displays per eye. One company we talked to wanted to put a large display for low resolution, and then have a little display per each eye that moves around in eye tracking. I think it's probably, that's a difficult one from my point of view. Oh, this device is a thermal device, so if you put it on, you got to go to on, and you got to look far away, and if you see humans, their face will look white because they're giving infrared radiation. We mammals do that.
Well, so there's micro displays and all kinds of devices. What is this one?
Well, that one is actually just a demo unit, but it's monochrome green. Probably this way is right side up. No, I think so. Yeah. Is it?
Maybe not.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you turn it on? Did we run out of batteries here? Maybe.
That's the trick also. How's the battery life on the micro displays when it's OLED?
Well, OLED is better than LCD, for example. That's why we're in the military in the first place. The other thing to think about is, remember I said 10,000 nits to you, and that's really bright, I'm going to burn out the display. However, remember I said 10% on time? So that means that you're only running it at 10,000 nits for 10%. And what are you showing? You're probably showing video type, right? And video takes 25% of what it is you're showing. So the average sub-pixel is at maximum 25% of the time. So now I got 10% and 25%, and that's why the lifetime is good.
Whoa. And one other question is the price, because the Apple is great,
yeah,
but it costs more than my car. Right?
You need a better car.
Okay, but is there, hopefully some companies are going to get, think of it like a good business strategy.
Absolutely.
To go mass market.
Well, what's going to happen is over time, this is just the first one they put out. Over time, companies, not just that one, will put out other headsets. We talked to companies here who wanted to do $500 and then maybe even start at $1,000, go to $500, for example. And the display price has to be cheaper, but you know as well as anybody that the more volume you get, the better your display cost will be. And the other thing that we're going to see happen in our lifetime with these types of displays is, instead of 200 millimeter wafer, this is the size of our wafer, it's going to be 300, so more die per wafer. And the OLED tools don't care how many dies are on the wafer, uses more material for a bigger wafer, but the labor and the other expenses are exactly the same. So better throughput.
Better yields?
Oh yeah. Oh, better yields will happen. Yeah, the new.
How are the yields on the Apple headset? Is that why?
Oh, I have no idea what they are, but our yields are improving because of the new equipment. The last OLED tool we put in before this new one was in. It was built in 2011, so kind of old now.
And LG is also joining this party, right?
Yeah, theirs is, I understand, it's white with color filters. Perhaps you can tell me, and they use tandem. So here, if they use a single stack, we're well ahead of them, right? Because they said 10,000 nits, and somebody said 3 stacks. I don't know, you find out. So in this case, if we're at 10,000 nits with a single stack, and we use a tandem, it's more like roughly double. So that's, and I don't know, somebody else said something about micro lens array. That's maybe 1.5 times better because it focuses the light into your eyes. So we're at 10 goes to 20, and then 1.5 times better. That's another half up there, so 30.
And here at the show, I also see some micro LEDs that they say have up to 1 million nits.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. The inorganic
compare with your
LEDs.
nits?
Well, the inorganic LEDs can be higher nit. There's a number of things that people have to work on to get them to go well. One of them is the smaller you make them, and remember this is a 7.2 micron pixel pitch with red, green, and blue in there. So divide by 3, that's the size of the subpixel. So the smaller you make the LEDs, the tougher the efficiency is for them. So that's a problem that has to be overcome. And then the other thing is it's hard to do red, green, and blue. And how are you going to put them on a wafer? I assume a wafer you're going to put them on. Well, some are pick and place, and if this is like 2,000 by 2,000, that's 4 million, and there are 3 subpixels, that's 12 million. You're going to pick and place. If you got 1% loss, you're in trouble.
So is micro OLED going to win the AR?
I think micro OLED will certainly win the VR, and I think AR is a plausible thing too, because if you've got an AR device, you need it even brighter. I'm fighting the outside light, right? However, some of the things I said that are needed for VR aren't necessarily needed. For example, you don't need that 10% duty cycle. Why? Because I'm not going to run around and need an immersive image, I don't think. It's so it can be different. And if you need it even brighter, remember I told you how to get there. So we're ahead today, we're going to stay there.
And it's quite amazing what they do with the pass-through cameras.
Oh yeah, that's a way to help, that's a way to do AR without...
The lag, or the what you call it?
That's the issue.
Manageable, or what you call it? It needs to be, safe.
It needs to be real time so that it'll be safe, yes.
Real time?
Oh.
Is there any lag because of the screen?
The screen, certainly there's lag for everything, but it's so fast in the screen. One of our biggest customers are military, and so people use these in night vision goggles, etc.
And the fighter jets.
Yes, and the F-35, our displays are
They
in.
need pretty fast reaction.
Yes, because you can't have it any other way. So the display is fine. We need to make sure the cameras are real time, or we're in trouble.
And another big question, I guess,
Yeah.
is how long people feel comfortable using them. Because I love the idea of the Apple Vision Pro, but I wonder how many people are actually using more than a couple hours
Well,
at the time,
Yeah, you have to ask why are you using it. If you're using it for training and simulation type thing, then a couple hours is probably fine. If you're using it because I'm trying to repair some device and I need some help on how to repair it, so I want to see the specs, etc. And if I do have a camera, I can see the real object, and somebody back at an engineer can point in my vision to show me, check this out, etc. So a couple hours is fine. And if you're using it because you want to, instead of 2 screens in front of you, or 6 even, you want even bigger, because I can look up and down and see different places. And if that's the case, a couple hours is fine, and then you take it off to take a break. It's only if you're going to wear it for, you're a gamer and you're wearing it for 5 hours or something. So, didn't we talk about big displays and optics a little while ago? And don't you want a small display so that the weight is smaller? So that's also why it's important to get high resolution in a small space.
I like the way people extend the desktop of their MacBooks and stuff like that, and they have multiple displays in their glass. And
Yes.
they say they want to use it for work, Like, I don't know how much people are successfully using it as a PC monitor replacement.
Oh yeah, and
But for more than 2 hours.
yes, I did. I spoke this a little while ago with a banker group. This is again before Samsung. We were at an investor conference, and I said, "Hey, what are you going to use this VR for?" I was asked, and I said, "If you put it on, you could use it for your monitor, and I can see from." Because when I move my head, the screen changes. I can see from all the way to my left, to my right, and up and down, and I can use it to create PowerPoint presentations, and I can take pictures from here, put it here. I can take links from here and put it in there. And the older gentleman in the room, who was the boss, said, "Well, I'm not going to do that." But the two young ones said, "Wow, that's great. I want it."
So I've never tried to be a banker, but I imagine one of the things they have is privacy protection policies.
And
They're
this would
very
be
careful about
privacy,
who can
yeah.
see the screen.
Yeah.
And when you put it on your face, nobody can
Nobody
see it.
can see it.
So then
Absolutely.
you can do whatever work you need, and it's safe.
Yes.
Nobody's going to spy on you.
I agree. And they some of them have like 3 screens up, 3 screens down. So now you don't need that. You have them all. And the other thing is, if you do some eye tracking, instead of when I have my 2 screens in front of me, sometimes I'm looking here and I click the button and oh, I forgot to move the mouse key. If you do eye tracking, you don't have to move the mouse key. What I'm looking at is what I'm going to click. That would be cool. And if you get tired after 3 hours, you take it off for 15 minutes and put it back on.
Nice.
So I think.
Looking forward to what's going
Me
to happen in the
too.
next few months.
Me too.
And what some companies might do. Some bigger companies might decide to invest in, so we can all enjoy something amazing.
I think the AR VR is going to go someplace. There are a lot of companies come through here interested in that.